Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty interesting stuff to go and cover over here when it just comes to daunting and really bad, once again, Xbox news. Now, as you guys do or do not know, Redfall actually has come out, and it has not been a good game. I myself even checked it on my Twitch stream, and I played quite a few hours of it. Like, I didn't want to be one of those guys who went out there and played the game for like 20 minutes, was like, oh, this is dog. But I played it for a few hours, around 5 hours or so, and the game was kind of dog. It was not really that good of a game, but with a lot of that, basically people playing the game, checking out the game, etc., we have seen Xbox fall into a pretty bad line where everything they've been doing these past few weeks has been horrible. And we finally now have Phil Spencer kind of taking a little bit of the brunt of all the drama and issues and all these really bad Xbox, well, creative, but as well higher up design issues, flaws, creative decisions, whatever you guys want to go and call it. And well, he finally went and spoke out on the fact that he's just not happy currently on how Xbox is going, and I would also be in the same boat, because Redfall was horrible. The Activision deal is now currently on a really big hiatus, if not done, and as well Game Pass, hardware sales, and everything else are kind of going down. The only thing we have left is Starfield to try to go and guide us, so let's go talk about what Phil Spencer actually went and said. And as well, I appreciate you guys also so much for watching, so make sure you guys are subscribed, notifications on Twitter and Twitch room down below if you guys want to follow. All the Amazon links too as well. Give me your thoughts and comments down below, because this one is a little bit of a juicy one. So we've had a few big things when it comes to Redfall. So I'm sure you guys have heard, Redfall itself was not the best game. I'd probably give it a solid like 4 out of 10, and I'm usually someone who kind of gives people like I'm the type of guy, you sign your name on the paper and I'll give you a 3 out of 10. Like the game, you could like literally launch the game with graphics options, I'll give you at least like a 2, you know what I mean? And well, this game was a horrible game. It was soulless, it was lifeless, there was bugs literally within me about playing the game about 2 minutes. I literally was playing with a bunch of people on my Twitch stream, and people were literally fake disconnecting to not play the game. And they were like, oh, haha, sorry, my internet just went out randomly. As they're still sitting there watching my Twitch stream, which requires internet, and talking in my Twitch stream, which required internet. So basically the game was not good. And obviously a lot of folks out there on the internet are very upset with this. They hyped up the game. It's from like, Arcane, Bethesda, like trying to do their very first ever Xbox type launch for Game Pass. And well, people are not happy. Where even Xbox boss himself, Phil Spencer, is upset with himself over the Redfall's terrible launch. Phil Spencer says he'll defend developers' creative freedom, but admits the game isn't at the quality fans are expecting. And that's just to say the least there, bucko. Microsoft's gaming CEO, Phil Spencer, was contrite following the overwhelmingly negative response to Redfall this week. It was horrible. In a new interview with the Xbox podcast Xcast, the executive confessed and are disappointed with some quality issues and a critical reception of Arcane's vampire shooter this week. The game's horrible. It's trash. It's bad. Like, for $70, unacceptable. Game Pass? Maybe. We saw a few even like funny enough articles that are like, hey, this is the perfect game for Game Pass because you just don't want to spend the money on it. That's not like really a compliment, I would say, this day and age in the gaming world. There is nothing more difficult for me than disappointing the Xbox community, which has been kind of disappointing a lot. He said, just to kind of watch the community lose confidence, be disappointed. I'm disappointed. I'm upset with myself. Redfall made headlines this week for its exceptionally poor review scores and went viral in social media posts displaying strange bugs and performance issues. As well, it was the first ever $70 Xbox Series XX game, or Arcane Austin, the acclaimed Bethesda studio behind the beloved immersion sims such as Dishonored, Death of the Outsider, and Prey would go and make. And honestly, I'm just very disappointed too as well. Like, I was hyped up for this game. I was going to play the game. It was a big download. I got Game Pass specifically this month for it. And at this point, I'm sitting here sad, and I'm downloading like SnowRunner, some random trucking game, because what else am I supposed to do with Game Pass right now? So when asked about the negative reviews and questionable state the game was released in, Spencer responded at length. I think back to the announcement of 60 FPS, and then we weren't shipping 60 FPS. That was kind of our punch in the chin, rightfully, a couple weeks ago. And then seeing the game come out and the critical response was not what we wanted, it's disappointing. It's disappointing. So kind of pick myself up, what we can learn, how we can do better. So basically, like, I think a lot of folks kind of realize if the game is not running at 60 FPS, that's a problem, especially in this day and age, as well with all this next-gen consoles on PC, etc. Like, there's issues and bugs and performance issues everywhere. That's not usually a good launchable state. One thing I'll fight is sort of what went wrong. There's clearly quality and execution things we can do, But one thing I won't do is push against creative aspirations of our teams. I know a lot of people will say, hey, you've got teams. Teams know how to do one kind of game. Just force them to go do the one kind of game they've have a proven track record for. That's kind of like you make the Call of Duty. So like your Activision Blizzard, so you just keep on having the same Call of Duty team, making Call of Duty. And then same thing with Assassin's Creed. Next year, the same game. Now, I could kind of go either way. I do kind of feel like that's kind of nice. It's good, but I almost want to say like sometimes it's good to have maybe just a separate team do it for the more risky IPs or unique IPs, just so like you still have maybe some good quality control, maybe poach some of the like better devs or team managers or whatever it might be. But yeah, I like the idea of creative freedom, but when it turns into this and it just has no structure and it feels empty, it's not really that good. He goes and says, if they have a good, like, proven track record, I'm all for it. And he's not just a believer of what that will maybe mean. You know, I don't know, some like the quotes for this, like, if you guys are trying to read it, it's kind of straight, just strange. But basically they're saying, like, hey, like, some folks may not want to have a specific game, let's say, like Sea of Thieves, or maybe a good example is Hi-Fi Rush. But the idea for gaming industry is always evolving, and we should always be having new games coming out, which I fully agree on. I'm like 1,000%. So it's a little bit sad to go and see that people are against the idea of new IPs, but rightfully so. It's kind of the same thing for the movie industry. Like, if they just don't perform well, or as well, if the game itself is bad, there really is no real reason to make a new IP. When I can go and spend some time playing Overwatch, which has been around for a while, League of Legends, or even things like Call of Duty, sometimes I'd rather just go and do stuff like that if I know the game is, well, going to cost $70, but as well, may just not be that good. Now, I've seen things like Grounded, that game was dope, or things like Hi-Fi Rush, that thing was dope. That's cool. I like these. I like these types of games, and I want the game industry to keep on evolving. But at the same time, we need to make sure the standards are there. I don't know why we can't just do both at the same time. So I want to give the teams the creative platform to go for and to push for their ability, push their aspirations. But I also need to have a great selection of games that are continued to come that surprise and delight our fans, and we underdelivered on that. And for that, I apologize. It's not what I expect, but it's what I want. But it's ours to deliver. So. Basically, like I said, really weird wording for a lot of these comments. He feels bad. Like, I mean, I'm sure a lot of the Microsoft head honchos are now being upset because I did see quite a few social media folks, and may make a separate video on this as well later on tonight. A lot of people are not happy with Xbox good old boss Aruski. Like, people like want him to retire and get out of here because Xbox has been nothing short of bad this generation so far, let alone with the Activision deal and everything else, plus all these really kind of big games too coming out. So Microsoft had an especially quiet 2022 when it came to big first-party exclusives. Starfield was originally set to arrive in November, but was eventually delayed, which is why I think a lot of folks are also scared about Starfield maybe getting delayed again, because it has not been 100% confirmed for this year. I mean, like it mostly is. I'm hoping that it doesn't get delayed, but still. Game Pass has still been one of the silver linings for the Xbox Series X and S owners as well, but once again, a lot of folks keep on saying the numbers are probably dropping. And I do think as of this next month or so, it probably will drop even more, because a lot of people have probably signed up for Game Pass for Minecraft Legends, the brand new Minecraft game, but as well also Redfall for the multiplayer features. And both of those completely flopped, and I just don't think a lot of folks, if they're going purely on like the very active player base, are probably going to be unsubscribing from that. A big example too is if you look at, say, Netflix, the Netflix basically has apparently plateaued, seemingly in part of because of the lack of big blockbuster games hitting the service day and date. Redfall was supposed to mark the end of the year-long drought following Halo Infinite, but it just seems like another random mediocre game that people are not happy with it too as well. So I kind of in the same boat. I kind of feel like Redfall should have been delayed. I think the game itself, if it's a 62 right now on Metacritic, that's awful. That's bad. That's low. I am disappointed myself in it. But at the same time, too, as well, if you guys look at some of this stuff, like, I mean, I do like the idea that they have the funding, they have the money. Not every game is going to be a winner, but this game could have been a winner if they had, like, some maybe better quality control and more people are actually actively playing the game and everything else in between. But at the same time, too, we've even seen things like Xbox, like good old Chief himself saying, losing the Xbox One generation was the worst generation to lose. Now, I almost want to say even right now, this might even be a bigger one too, because we still have to worry about the future of Game Pass, etc. And right now, it does kind of seem like Xbox is losing this console generation. Now, I'm a PC guy. I don't really care too much about the console wars back and forth, but it is kind of crazy to see that right now the PlayStation 5 is still selling like hotcakes. It's doing insane sales. But right now, Xbox is still slacking and is not doing as well, and their sales are falling, let alone with all their individual first-party games, such as Halo Infinite or even Redfall. Like the Minecraft game we mentioned, they're all kind of on the mediocre side as of right this second. So I just never know like what we're really supposed to think in the first place. So even say it's a rough couple of weeks for Xbox, had fans questioning the state of Microsoft's console gaming business, and well, there's a 30% drop in Xbox hardware revenue by the CMA's decision to as well to blot the deal, and Redfall being rough, and even says, I see the commentary, they just want to build great games, everything will turn around. Not always true, you have to worry about marketing, if the people even want to play the game, etc. It could be a great game, but if no one knows about it, then what's the point? Or as well, at the same time, maybe sometimes it's too early. It's just not true. If we go off and build great games all of a sudden, you're going to see the console share shift in the dramatic way. We lost the worst generation to lose in the Xbox One generation, where everybody built their digital library of games when our Xbox community to feel awesome. But this idea is if we just focus more on great games on our console, that somehow we're going to win the console race doesn't really relate to the reality of most people. There is no world where Starfield's 11 out of 10 and people start selling their PS5s. That's not going to happen. So it's crazy to go and say that it seems like Xbox boss Phil Spencer has finally broken the silence. He apologizes, he's sad, and ideally wants to do more in the future for just gaming as a whole. But it's very weird to go and, well, see this. It's a weird vibe, and I want to know your thoughts, because Redfall failed and all the other things are going on not so good. Kind of hear your thoughts and comments down below. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have the Twitter and Twitch room down below, all the Amazon link for all the consoles too as well. And I appreciate you guys all so much for watching in the first place.